The Second Universe Series, Part 8, Hell, Chapter 1, The Wasteland. You need to kill him, Jason. A rugged man scowled, wearing an eye patch while clutching the hilt of two identical katana blades resting in scabbards on his hips. Jason shook his slightly large, bald head. Clemo, I have explained this to you too many times. We need him. We could have had the three good gods on our side right now. Instead, you chose to save Jarius Kane. This has cost the lives of two of those gods. I can only imagine what the mortal universe even looks like now because of this. Clemo unsheathed his two swords. We cannot fight evil with evil. If you cannot kill Jarius, then I will. A third man wearing dark robes spun away from the massive iron gate to face the other two. Magic surrounded his hand. I'm right here. Threatening me when I can kill you any time I desire is the fastest way to die yourself. Clemo slashed at the air, causing the air around Jarius to flicker and flash. Nothing happened. With his non-magic hand, Jarius pointed at the glow surrounding his fist. Teleporting me into pieces cannot work. I did not come this far just to have the stupidest psychic take me out. Jason stepped in between Jarius and Clemo. Stop! Clemo, stand down. Jason pointed at Jarius, allowing psychic energy to gather around himself. Jarius, will you not harm Clemo? My thoughts are faster than your magic. Lowering his arm, Jarius turned back around, looking at the massive iron gates before him. Clemo, I only did what I had to. If I have to kill 1,000 innocents just to accomplish our goal, I will. He did not turn back to the other two. That alone is reason enough to kill him, Jason. Clemo sheathed his swords, giving up on Jarius for the time being. We will not get another chance to rest. Hell is just on the other side. I strongly suggest using your psychic energy sparingly. I know I will use my arcane magic the same. Holding his right arm out with fist open, a greatsword materialized into his palm. He clutched it with no difficulty, even swinging it casually, giving the appearance of weightlessness, though that would be impossible. Jarius stepped through the gates first. I do not know his full capability, Clemo, Jason said as he walked in second. Clemo frowned. I hate this. He proceeded as well. The entrance looked like vertical dark red water. As Clemo approached the red gates, red goo oozed out of his skin, covering all of his flesh. I almost forgot. The red-skinned psychic rushed through the portal, plunging into hell itself. A rushing sensation overwhelmed him. Fire blazed past as his body moved uncontrollably through the void, passing from dimension to dimension. A series of blurred scenarios cascaded too fast to fully process. Mortals are not meant to do this. Clemo felt his body stretching apart. Narrowing his eyes, the psychic focused his will, concentrating to keep his molecules intact. Limbs ceased their unraveling as his body returned to the natural static state. His face relaxed as stars soared by with lightning speed by the dozens. Soon the stars ceased passing him as his body thrusted beyond what even telescopes have ever viewed. Darkness flowed around him as his body rushed ever further into finally the end of the tunnel was seen far off in the distance. He saw his own body moving towards it, or the end of the tunnel was rushing to him. Opening his eyes, Clemo saw fire all around. We are in hell. Stop wasting time! Jarius swung his sword, cutting a winged monster in two. Jason pointed at several nearby monsters, causing them to explode. Clemo, step out of it! All around these three were winged, dark-skinned things, attacking from every direction. Their assault was relentless. Their skin was solid black. Their wings had black feathers. They moved with their twisted, majestic patterns. Something about these creatures seemed familiar to Clemo, yet he couldn't deduce it. Quickly regaining his composure, the swordsman sprang into action, unsheathing his swords. Fission! I'm ready, Klimo, the glowing green sword said in a singular woman's voice. While battling these hideous creatures, Klimo cut the black feathered wings from one. There was a peculiarity to how those wings fell. Something about their movement struck Klimo with that strangeness once again. They glided through the air with grace and elegance. When their feathers fell, it left a feeling of emptiness, as if such a thing was a tragedy. Something about their very presence caused his soul to sink from the sight. Those black, human-shaped things screeched through the burning sky as they fought the three. Finally, one cut their feather, glided inches from Klimo. He saw exactly what it was, and he knew what they were fighting. Angels. These are angels. Klimo lost his balance, falling towards the ground. Jarius pointed to him, causing the psychic to cease his fall. Yet what did you expect? Garrix has the power of 2 of the good gods. What did you think he would do with those angels? Klimo covered his face, holding back his tears as this revelation, while still being held in the spell Jarius cast. Klimo, we have no time. Weep later. We must fight, Fission, the swords said. Shaking his head, Klimo gripped his blades, throwing the thought of the corrupted angels to the back of his mind. Jarius ended the spell, returning his focus to the fight. Instead of falling, Klimo vanished. He reappeared behind one of the corrupted things, slicing it in half, then vanished again, only to reappear behind a different one. He repeated this fight pattern. Stop wasting energy, my friend. Jason sent the telepathic message to Klimo. Teleporting next to Jason and Jarius on the ground, the three had their backs to each other. How else can we fight them? Relax, Klimo. I will deal with them. Jarius raised his sword above his head. He pulled it apart, causing the sword to multiply in two. Letting go of the 2 blades, they multiplied on their own in a rapid fashion. Each new sword flew off, chasing a weakened corruption. Surrounding the 3 were flying swords in constant rotating motion around them, refusing to allow anything near them. Conserve your psychic energy. Klimo admitted to himself the truth the evil wizard spoke. A hand brushed across his foot. Klimo quickly stepped away, almost stepping into the wall of swords in motion. Idiot! Do not go near it unless I say! Looking down, Klimo saw what tried to grab him. What the? The sight was void of logic entirely. Bodies littered the ground. In fact, no ground was seen at all. Most bodies were motionless. Some moved slightly, like the one that attempted to grab him. Everything appeared aware. What is that? I knew the first hell would be this, my friend, Jason said. Are these the souls of the damned? Jarius snickered. Ignoring the vile wizard, Jason grabbed Klimo by the shoulder. Yes, they are, and it is hard to see in the distance now, due to the attack of these former angels, but I could tell you right now that... Klimo focused his enchanted eyes to scan through the attacking angels, and far off in the distance as Jason was talking. There is no ground here. Klimo nodded his head. I can see it. My eyes can see everything here. The torment of these poor souls is indescribable. They only did this to themselves, Jarius said. Both psychics looked at him. They are the souls of those guilty of the first offense. The gods deemed apathy, laziness, and the unaccomplished, deserving of the eternal fate we see before us. Looking up to avert his eyes from the grotesque sight below them, Klimo sighed. Rip that band-aid off and get used to seeing them. Jarius pointed at the corrupted angels as they fled from his wall of swords, trying to escape their demise. For the sight of these poor souls is just the beginning. Welcome to the first hell, Klimo. Clemo stared at the damned that combined to form the ground all throughout the first hell. The corrupted have fled. What do we do now? Recombining back into a singular blade by the will of Jarius, he answered the inquiry. We have a long path ahead of us. Let's go. The three walked single file with Jarius in the front and Clemo in the rear. Are we going in the right direction? Clemo looked around, seeing the wasteland never ending in every direction. My magic, and no doubt Jason's psychic senses, are pointing us the correct direction. Great. Where do I teleport us to? Not bothering to look back at Clemo, Jarius responded, You won't. We have to walk. Clemo cocked his head in confusion. Explain, he said while still walking with the other two. Jason held his hand up. That teleport would be diverted into a rock by the Fire Lord. If he's powerful enough to throw us into a rock, why doesn't he just come here and kill us himself? Clemo asked. Jarius turned his head back as he continued to walk across the souls of the damned. To him, that would be a waste of time. How? Jason is destined to kill him. Jarius chuckled. Clemo, you yourself have witnessed time change. Destiny doesn't really mean anything. Still, if I were as powerful as 4 gods, I would take us out very seriously. That is why you will never be as powerful as 4 gods, Jarius said dryly, turning his head back forward. Clemo, the Fire Lord, that is, Garrix, no doubt, is busy with bigger things. He has already beaten us once. Well, not taking us seriously will be the last mistake he will ever make. Finally, something we agree on, Jarius commented. It still makes no sense that he isn't smiting us. He won't bother with us. We have to go to him. If he isn't bothering with us, then why did those corrupted angels attack us? I said he's not bothering us. He will send everything he has prior to confronting us directly. Even now, you can see the next obstacle that is in that burning sky above us, Jarius pointed up. Looking up, Clemo saw dragons gathering in the far sky, off in the distance. Dragons? In hell? Even the most mighty of creatures is subject to eternal damnation, should they follow the path of darkness, Jason said. Clemo was prevented from asking another question. All evil dragons upon their death go to Garrix here in the first hell. The same damnation that humans have for their apathy is not the same as these dragons. They, he pointed at the swarm of dragons in the sky, are doomed to obey Garrix with no will of their own for all eternity. There's lots of them. Clemo was amazed by the ever-increasing number of dragons throughout the sky. They were so numerous that less than half of the burning sky was visible. The three stopped in front of a bundle of souls in the shape of a tree. Limbs connected and heads dangled hopelessly. Hanging on the tree of the damned was a wooden sign. Lake of Fire, it read. Clemo frowned. Dragons in the sky and the lake in the endless fire ahead. What do we do? Fire shouldn't bother you. Yeah, but I have never swam a body of water this big before. I mean, even with my enchanted eyes, I cannot see the end. Pointing at the liquid fire just past the tree, Clemo gave a sigh of exhaustion. We have no idea how far we even have to go. Excuse me, sirs. May I please have your ear, but for a moment? One of the damned souls hung on the tree as a branch dangling down just over the three. His skin was charred, eyes hollowed, and he, like the rest, wore no clothing. Straining to extend his burning arm their direction, he spoke again. Please, sirs, Help me. His pleas for help were not unique. Moaning sounds were heard constantly since their arrival to this wretched wasteland. A white glow exited the ring of Jarius. It surrounded his body, causing him to lift from the ground 3 feet into the air to be face to face with this upside down damned soul. You dare speak to us? You are the lowest thing in the universe. You are one of the unaccomplished. For me to even waste these words on you and spend this much time on a worthless thing like you annoys me far more than anything. Give me one reason why I should not torture you here and now, let alone help you. Clemo stepped forward to interject Jarius, only to be halted by Jason extending his arm. Is it really so terrible of a crime to do nothing with my life that I must suffer for all eternity? Narrowing his eyes, Jarius moved his face closer to the soul. That's it? Appeal to mercy? You do realize that I created this place. The evil wizard laughed, a loud, obnoxious laugh. He raised his glowing fist to make his suffering all the more horrid. A look of mixed anger and glee covered his face. Clemo waved his hand, teleporting the unaccomplished soul away from Jarius to behind his own back. You will do no such thing! The teleporting swordsman stared at the wizard, who had already turned around, wearing no expression on his face. If you truly wish this pathetic thing no harm for me, consider it done, or not done in this case. Jarius shrugged his shoulders as he slowly returned his body to the massive bodies that served as the ground. Though now that you have disturbed this place in hell, he is your responsibility. Devils will come to put him back in his place. He is a beacon that will soon attract everything here. That is my problem to worry about now. Clemo lifted the dead body onto his back. Using rope, Clemo secured him in place. Clemo, Jarius is right. The devils no doubt know our location. He is literally dead weight. I know you are strong. The choice is yours on having his burden, Jason said as he continued to walk, approaching the lake of fire. Jarius pointed at himself and the two comrades. Magic exited his fingertip, surrounding the three. A light blue aura covered their bodies. Jarius was the first to walk on the lake of fire, followed by Jason and then Clemo. Without looking at Clemo, Jarius spoke. I am glad you deduced my spell is water working. It pleases me to see you are not a complete idiot. The one-eyed man shook his head. Like the rest of the first hell, the lake of fire was full of unmoving souls, packed in, suffering the unrelenting pain of fire. The fire itself boiled, giving the lazy souls their eternity here. They walked on top of the liquid with no difficulty, walking 4 countless miles to come. Looming above them were the dragons that followed from a distance far in the sky. Taking note of dragons, Clemo refused to verbally admit Jarius is right about his new friend not being worth the trouble. The walk was silent on this watery body of fire. Tell me your name, Clemo said to the soul on his back. Timothy, and thank you for taking me. Well, Tim, we have a long way to go. I'll do my best, but I promise nothing if we have to ditch you. I apologize if I have raised your hopes in any way. Hope? I have not heard or thought of that word in a long time. You show me mercy, a thing I have never seen, even when I was alive. Why? Maybe it's pride. Maybe I believe in second chances. Maybe I did it just to spite Jarius. I don't mean to sound ungrateful, but having pity in this place can get a mortal like yourself killed. That sounds like a me problem. Tell me why you were here, Tim. Because you showed mercy? Clemo twisted his mouth and sighed. Oh, sorry. I was damned to this eternity because the gods saw fit to place me here because I lived a lazy life to them. No shit, Jarius said. Looks like you found someone intellectually inferior to yourself there, Clemo. Shut up! Clemo pointed at Jarius. Go on, Tim. We will be walking this lake for a fire for hours, if not days. I want to hear it. My mortal life consisted of working on a farm. I did the minimal work and paid the ultimate price for my apathy. My father never ceased calling me lazy. I was born on that farm, inherited nothing, given no advantage of any kind. That wizard over there is right. I am, and always was, stupid. Spending thousands of years here has had me ask each and every moment why the gods made me incapable of achieving anything, and then punish me for it. Jarius waved his hand back casually. If it makes you feel any better, Timothy, we engineered the death of 2 of those gods. I was always told there are 3 good gods and 9 evil ones. After my first day rotting here, I realized that there are no good gods. Even with 2 less gods, there are still 10 that I truly hate. Anyways, I never stood a chance, and here I am. Do I honestly deserve this? Do you have anything useful to offer us, or do you solely rely on pity to get yourself out of hell? Jarius said with an annoyed tone. The souls of the damned do more than just burn in agony. We talk. We might know things. Maybe I can help you. What are you trying to do? We seek passage to the second hell. Ah, you are going to the Black Tower. I know where that is. Jarius abruptly stopped walking. He turned around, looking directly into his hollow eyes. A small stream of psychic energy exited his eyes, aimed directly into the hollow openings. Nothing happened. Damn! You have no brain to scan. I cannot take the knowledge from you. Jason raised an eyebrow. Did you just try to read his mind? Yes. He's dead. I know you are new to psychic powers, but even a novice knows the secrets of the dead cannot be taken against their will. Having his hand dismissing the notion, Jarius questioned the dead man. Tell us where that tower is. Are you saying you will take me out of hell just for telling you that? I give you my word that your suffering will be no more should you tell us that and one other thing. He almost smiled at the prospect of ending his eternal damnation. The charred lips slightly curled with the idea of burning no more. You are already heading to the home of Garrix, the Black Tower. Just after you finish crossing this wretched lake of fire, it is less than a day's journey from there. What is your second question? Somewhere in this hell that we occupy is a box, roughly 4 times the size of your head. Do you know of the box I speak of? He was quiet for a long moment, trying to think. Jarius, what is this box? I have been through the vast majority of your memories and have no idea what you are talking about, Jason said. Clemo looked at Jason. Jason, if he wants it, it can't be good. I have never claimed to be good, Jarius screamed at Clemo. Clemo drew his swords. Jason, whatever that box is, we cannot let him have it. Jason stepped in between the two, allowing his psychic energy to surround his own body. Calm down, Clemo. We are not even at it, this box. Jarius, what is that? The wizard shrugged. It contains a long-lost part of myself. Cretan. Jason allowed the blasphemous name to fall from his lips. Yes! I am here to destroy hell, to destroy every demon and devil. I am not here to help you to return to the worst one, Jason declared. Jarius held his hands up. You need me, Jason. The Hellbox cannot be destroyed. If it makes you feel any better, you can hold on to it. Besides, I don't even know where it is. Clemo still had his swords raised. Jason, we truly do not need him. The two of us could take on hell. I know we can. Jarius looked at the damned soul again. Where is it? It is inside of the Black Tower. That is all I know. With a desperate, pleading face, even having no eyes, he stared at Jarius, begging for the nightmare to end. The soul disappeared from Clemo's back, reappearing in the sky. Jarius snapped his fingers, commanding 4 of his blades to slice through the damned soul, instantly ending him. How could you? Clemo screamed, pushing himself past Jason, rushing to the evil wizard. Psychic energy flowed from the wizard's eyes and into the eye of Clemo, pushing his soul into the teleporter through the ocular senses. Jarius rushed into his nervous system. Jason spun around, attempting to act, manifesting a psychic block to stop the wizard from doing whatever damage he might do inside of Clemo's brain. As the counter power swirled, manifesting around Jason's mind, trying to act fast enough, Jarius had already reached his destination, the psychic stem. Pushing the teleporting portion of Clemo's brain to activate, Jarius rushed to his frontal lobe to focus the control what this powerful part could do. While all of this was happening, faster than Clemo could process, faster than he might swing his swords at Jarius, his powers were in use. A power far beyond what he had ever manifested. The power swelled inside of his head, causing his body to glow with light. Exiting his head, Jarius returned to his own body, jumping back in the process, effectively dodging the swinging blades of the mass psychic energy that fired into the sky. One thing loomed in the sky above these 3, an army of dragons. Making contact with those dragons caused the psychic energy to erupt faster than lightning, covering the sky. Within the blink of an eye, every dragon vanished, dropping his swords. Clemo fell to the peopled ground, instantly unconscious. Jason fired the nullifying power, making contact with an unresisting Jarius. Clemo was right. You have to die. Jason was already in the process of manifesting a second power, one to attack this evil wizard. A portal opened behind Jarius. Without even looking, he jumped back, allowing it to close the instant he was through. Bending down to assist Clemo, Jason scanned him as well as the surrounding area, ensuring Jarius had indeed left. I am sorry, old friend. I should have just killed him. Jason had Clemo levitating behind himself as he continued to walk across the lake of fire. Hours passed before Clemo opened his single eye. What happened? Jarius. Widening his one eye, the teleporter jumped up, ready to attack the wizard. Fission. Fission teleported to his hands. Where is he? Stay calm, my friend. He forced you to overload your powers. Allowing those words to calm himself, Clemo sheathed his loyal sword in 2 form. He noticed the massive headache. He held his forehead with his hand. I do not think I can teleport for a while. Jason nodded. You need to rest. Laughing, Clemo responded. There is no rest in hell. We need to find out where he went. I know where he is going. There's only one place he could be going. That Black Tower. You keep resting. I will take care of everything. You already believe in me. I need you at your best. You've been drained, Go back to sleep. He has psychic powers, Jason. He mind-controlled me. Shh. Rest. The teleporter entered a meditative rest. Without realizing it, Klimo had his senses dulled all the while. Jason was constantly under attack by devils, dragons, and corrupted angels. They seized the opportunity to attack while Jason had no help. A massive bubble extending 10 meters in every direction surrounded Jason and Klimo. Jason casually walked while countless fiends would plummet into this sphere, into their own annihilation, disintegrating upon contact. Wake up! Standing up to view his surroundings, Klimo saw the bubble that surrounded himself and Jason. Nothing was getting through this protection. Just on the other side, pounding relentlessly, were those same corrupted angels. Their screams, as well as the screams of the tormented souls beneath them, were audible to him. Those angels scratched with futility, trying to get into their protective area Jason has manifested. Above the bubble were dragons breathing down, fire down. Their numbers were in the dozens. Only with his enchanted eye was Klimo able to see a line of docile devils far behind those once holy angels. Those devils only stared at Klimo and Jason, waiting. Each of them were scaled, winged, horned, red-skinned things. They sat perched. Looking down, he saw that they crossed the lake of fire. Behind those devils was the Black Tower. It stood straight. Of what material it was made, Klimo did not know. The structure was the first and only thing witnessed that was not constructed of damned souls. Klimo was about to question what to do about the surrounding attacking enemies. Jason waved his hand, dismissing the question before it could even be spoken. The superior psychic walked forward, unconcerned with them. They walked towards the Black Tower. All the while, those things were attacking their protective barrier. The devils moved out of the bubble's path, making contact with the Black Tower. The walls pressed through the sphere by Jason's will. Jason placed his hand onto the wall. He activated a power Klimo did not recognize. Refusing to disturb him, the teleporter looked around at the enemies whose number increased by the second. He raised a finger, opening his mouth to speak a question, only to stop himself at the last moment. Jason knows what he is doing. Maybe he feels these creatures are a waste of time. They are a waste of time. You are correct, Jason said. And yes, I am in your head. Klimo opened his mouth to ask why, but was interrupted by Jason. Jarius got in your head with ease. I am currently preventing those devils from invading your mind. We will remain psychically linked indefinitely. You can hear my thoughts as I can hear yours. His hand moved across the surface. Jason walked, with his hand still making contact with the tower wall. The entrance to this tower is a mystery. We should not teleport inside for obvious reasons. Because we cannot see what is inside? Yes, that and our teleports can only be diverted by Garrix. This is his home, you know. Garrix has ruled the first hell for countless centuries from inside of here. We will be facing both Jarius and Garrix. Jarius teleported, didn't he? I have been pondering that. He opened a portal, similar to teleportation, but not exactly the same. A portal can be diverted. If I were not drained, I could have done it. Jason made a mental nod, agreeing with Klimo. Klimo, I believe I have found the entrance. This portion of the wall is different. Different how? Through the psychic conversation, the monsters continued to bang on their barrier. They are distracting me. Come on, follow me. Jason walked to the wall. Whether it was an illusion or Jason activated some kind of phase power, Klimo could not tell. He followed. They found themselves inside of a dark corridor. Klimo had no difficulty seeing in the dark. Looking one direction revealed the hall to be an endless line. Looking the other revealed the same. This was in contrast to how big the tower looked from the outside. Neither psychic was surprised by this revelation. I can see through their eyes, Jason commented. The two ventured through the never-ending hallway. Remaining focused, they ceased conversation, paying attention to their surroundings, refusing to allow the alteration of this anticipated reality alter their awareness. Stepping forward with care, Klimo stepped to the first door on the right. His enchanted eye saw magic surrounding it. What should we do? There is no telling what is on the other side of this door. More importantly, there is no telling what magic is on that door. I could teleport the door off the hinges. Jason shook his head. No. We need to rely on stealth as much as possible. Jarius is somewhere in this place. We have to locate that hell box before him. Klimo looked back to Jason. How do we do that? The man wields demon magic, arcane magic, and psychic powers. He has that sword, too. How do you propose we stop him? Jason let out a mental sigh. Until we figure something out, let's explore this place. Allow me. Jason lightly pushed Klimo aside. Using his kinetic powers, he forced the doorknob to turn open, swinging the door wide open. Skeletons littered the room. The outside light touched their dust-covered bones for the first time in perhaps centuries. Their empty sockets glowed red from the hollows, giving away their demonic secret. With no surprise to these two, every skeleton sprang to life. Psychic energy swelled inside of Jason, arcing across his entire body. Moving with speed faster than Klimo could keep track of, Jason zoomed across the room, and using an ordinary mace, he bashed their skulls one by one in the blink of an eye. Crushed skulls and broken bones fell to the ground, lifeless once more. Jason stopped in front of Klimo, allowing the power to end and his body to slow down to a normal pace. So what? Are we too powerful for hell? Klimo asked. When I was a god a few days ago, yes. Don't get cocky, Klimo. The bones, skulls, and dust moved once again, pulling themselves back together. Only the numbers were fewer, and their sizes larger. Looking from the skeleton monsters back to his comrade, Jason shook his head. You just had to say that, didn't you? Klimo shrugged. What? It's not something we haven't faced before. Allow me this time. Pointing at the skeletal abominations, Klimo quickly calculated in his head as they still formed their bodies, slowly standing back up. Just before they finished forming, Klimo executed his psychic attack. The mass teleported, forced them into the wall as part of the surrounding structure itself. Skeletal arms, parts of skulls, rib pieces, and legs dangled from the walls and ceiling all around the room. Do you think that will stop them? No. It did not take a psychic to figure out these things could not be killed. Those skeletal pieces wormed their way from the walls, detaching, falling to the ground, slithering to the center of the room, recombining into a singular, massive skeleton. Final form? Klimo asked. Who cares? Jason said, not asked. Grabbing Klimo by the arm, he tugged his comrade out of the room, closing the door behind them using the same kinetics. Next door! They ventured down the hallway, checking door after door for hours. Each room was different, yet the same in the sense that they were a waste of their time. Klimo sat down on the floor of the hallway. Was this designed to waste our energy? Unlikely, Jason said. Garrix made this place. This is his home, and Garrix has not shown any interest in our adventures until less than a year ago. Placing his hand on his chin to ponder as he continued. That devil god made this for a different purpose. Speaking of him, something is not right. What is it? He has not directly attacked us. Jarius said that he wouldn't be worth the trouble. Jason paced back and forth. That was before we crossed the Lake of Fire, destroyed at least half of his dragons, devils, and corrupted angels. We need to... He was cut off from speaking by a door bursting open down the hall. Rushing out in full sprint was the unmistakable robes of one Jarius Kane. Klimo drew his swords and teleported behind the evil wizard, attempting to slash. His blades were blocked by that greatsword, appearing the same moment Klimo did, both materializing at the same time, making contact. Attempting to push the blade down, Klimo made no progress in his efforts. With but a flick of his wrist, and not slowing his pace, a spell was tossed from Jarius to both of the psychics, pursuing him. Waves of familiar magic began to affect them. Wave after wave pulsated, taking hold of the psychics. Looking at Jarius, Klimo saw the wizard moving with incredible speed away from himself. The sword then vanished as well. What is going on? Klimo thought to himself as he moved forward, chasing after the evil one. Klimo, we must move forward quickly. Jason sent the telepathic message. His mental voice was pushed with great urgency. Klimo did not question it. Vision pointed behind, aimed at Jason. From the power of the sword itself, both psychics vanished, reappearing 20 feet ahead in the hallway, just outside of that spell's effective range. Klimo sheathed Vision in two form. I had no idea Jarius could move so fast. He cannot. Jason pointed ahead, refusing to cease moving. A pressing tone was in his voice. We have to hurry. Klimo was about to speak, only to be cut off by Jason. Too much time was already wasted just now, so I will explain really quickly as we move. Jason picked up speed, actually running through the hallway. Klimo had no difficulty keeping pace. I have seen and done this before. Jarius slowed down time for us. Hours have passed within that short little time just now. Pushing his abilities, Jason traced the surrounding air, allowing a projection to become visible by these two, a projection of Jarius running through the hall. We will follow that and know where he went. They continued down the hall, following the ghostly figure. After not even 2 minutes, the projection vanished. They stopped, confused. What? Klimo outburst. A bubble expanded from Jason in every direction, rapidly growing by the second. He did not teleport. Give me a moment, Klimo. The superior psychic studied the area. Klimo stepped back, vanishing in the process. They were in a massive room. If room was even the appropriate word to describe the area, Vision was already drawn by Klimo, spun his body around, ready to attack anything. There was no light source here. His eye had no difficulty making out the details of this place. Cavernous with gold pieces, golden idols, and golden things were piled and scattered all around. The treasure itself had no end in sight that Klimo could see, and he could see miles in every direction. The ceiling was hundreds of feet above. Silence existed here in this massive cavern. Do not move, Klimo. Jason's voice echoed in his head louder than normal due to the surrounding silence. Looking up, Jason became visible, floating in the air. The finger on his lips and the look on his face said it all. Do not touch the gold and do not make a sound. Pointing at the teleporter, a simple power was shared, allowing Klimo to float with Jason. He waved his hand, manifesting the spectral image of Jarius. They observed it floating in the air in a similar fashion. They followed. For miles, the past image of their foe led them on. How much farther? Klimo asked. Jason did not answer. Klimo frowned, feeling stupid for asking a question Jason could not have the answer to. The scenery did not change. Only gold and stone, along with the occasional speletheums, were all that existed here. Ha! Klimo laughed in his head. What do you find funny? Klimo pointed at the gold. I really could have used that a while ago. Gold has no real value. If some wizard desires to work hard on a magical item and then trade it off for these worthless pieces of gold, I feel sorry for him. Jerking his head back with surprise, Klimo had no idea how to respond. One day you might understand that, Klimo. I know you in vain searched the multiverse for a mythical plane of gold for years. You wasted your time in that endeavor. Klimo scoffed in his head, thinking of a pfft sound. How do you consider that a waste of time? If I had unlimited gold, I would be far better equipped. That toy on your finger that makes you invisible, that is a novelty at best. Depending on these magical trinkets you wear all over your person, only serves to make you depend on them. While they have saved you from time to time, to which I am grateful for, they, in the long run, will make you weak. I disagree, Jason. We could right now take this gold we see all around and buy an arsenal to help us defeat hell all the faster and more effectively. Not anymore, Clemo. You forget that the mortal planes are no longer in motion. Everything is frozen in time due to both chaos and law having no place. The two gods that held those aspects died, leaving only the neutral one, making everything eternally frozen. Will you ever place the universe back into motion? Sabin, the neutral good god of magic, will be dealt with in time. I have no quarrel with him. Is that a no? I would rather work with him than against him, even though I killed one of his brothers and took a direct role in ending the other. I believe Sabin is wise enough to work with me instead of fighting against me. They flew past a massive mountain of gold, watching the spectral past version of Jarius come to a stop there. They ceased moving as well, watching where he went. Previous events unfolded before them, but only the motions of the wizards, not any of the no longer present foes. He swung his sword at unseen forces while charging up the mountain. The wizard fired Eldritch blast after Eldritch blast. Psychic energy welled inside of this past version as he performed mind and magic feats in this long-over battle. At one point he fought dual-wielded his blades. Jarius never stopped rushing up the mountain, fighting all the way, never slowing his pace. Reaching the top, his fight raged, increasing in intensity. Spells neither psychic had ever witnessed arched from Jarius, splashing magic all around. Whatever Jarius fought was no easy enemy, even for him. Eventually, he swung his swords down, ending the deadly foe. On the top of this mountain of gold where Jarius stood, on the left and right of this his spectral visage was a split in two draconic devil dead. They witnessed Jarius wipe his brow while slowly walking forward towards an open box. He moved his hand in several motions, performing magic neither psychic recognized. Kneeling down, his hand made the motion of opening the box. His body lifted into the air from something that could not be determined. Pain etched across his face, yet he smiled all the same. "Finally!" the spectral Jarius declared. He vanished again. Jason landed on the ground next to the box. The first hell box is his. Get ready, Clemo. He is nearby. Are you saying he waited for us? Why would he do that? Surely he's halfway into the second hell by now. It's all part of his twisted plan. He will use us to the bitter end. No doubt he wants us to go in first. Jarius has already killed a dragon, the guardian of the gates to the second hell. Look! Jason pointed at the massive dragon corpse. The thing had 5 heads. There was a massive wound with a large puddle of dried blood on the ground. Jarius killed that thing, took whatever was in that hell box, and hides here now. If he really were here, I would see him, Clemo said. I know, which makes no sense. The corpse shook. Jason smirked at a sort of frown. I am not surprised. Garrix is not done attacking us after all. 5 dragon heads slowly rose, their milky white dead eyes ensured this thing was undead. Clemo teleported on top of it, flying down with his sword pointed. With a slash, he gashed the creature, effectively doing nothing. Jason joined the fray. In the distance, Jason saw the portal to the next hell, the very thing this creature once guarded. Rushing into the portal was the wicked wizard himself. Jason glared momentarily, knowing he will not have time. Run while you can. Garrix possessed power over the living dead. No undead can deny his orders. With but a whim, he could create such things as well. Garrix made this dragon all the more formidable. This undead five-headed dragon possessed all of its abilities it once had in life. Each head spit a breath weapon, different from the next. The first head has fire shooting, second lightning, third cold, fourth acid, and the final one was poisonous gas. The gas and fire did nothing to Climo. Jason jumped back, having no way to avoid the noxious stench. Their fight was long. The five-headed dragon was tougher than Jason anticipated. Jarius was long gone. This dragon was swift for such a large creature. Every time Climo attempted to teleport a head off, it somehow detected the attack and moved out of the way unscathed. Being undead made psychic attacks useless as well. Somehow he felt Garrix laughing at him. Climo was blasted by lightning, his body hurled, smashing into the mountain of gold. The teleporter got back up, refusing to surrender. With a teleporting maneuver, Climo teleported behind the lightning head, swinging his sword in singular form. It was much stronger this way. One head down, 4 to go. Fire shot from the beast and covered Climo's red body, doing nothing but making him bright for the moment. Swing again, the fire one was beheaded. A claw swiped at him. He dodged with another teleport, aimed for behind the acidic head. Lopping that one off, he failed to dodge the next claw swipe. As Climo fell to the ground, Jason swooped in, grabbing him and blasting the eyes of the acidic head, disintegrating them. Climo regained his balance. The swordsman ran along the ground, calculating where to teleport next. A claw smashed down, almost crushing him. Off came the fourth head, leaving only the poisonous one. It turned to Climo, snapping its great maw. Jason seized the opportunity by blasting this final head, thus re-killing the beast. We need to hurry. Jarius used this as a distraction to slow us down. Through the portal to the second hell, my friend, Jason said. End of Chapter 1.